Hello everybody, so just a quick video about the NextJS middleware authentication bypass. Talking about it, what it is, what the issues are, how to fix it, simple. So basically what is it? So there's a bypass, so essentially in NextJS you can bypass the middleware function that does the authentication check by setting this header x middleware to true. So essentially that means that when the request processes through the steps, NextJS thinks it's already done the middleware check. So the way I found this diagram, the way the middleware request works is actually, it just routes it as if it's another network route to do that check, but it's only internal. And it sets that normally to the ID of the request. But if it's set to true, which can be set by an external user, you bypass the authentication and it just doesn't check because it thinks it's already done it and it just proceeds to the next step. So I wasn't really sure why it existed really, but I had to talk, so I asked ChatGPT to explain it and it's done quite a good job. So in many NextJS requests you might use the middleware. So middleware like this, okay, so you've got the middleware where the request, it takes the token, it validates it. Whereas this is just saying if there's a token, you're logged in. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. You can see why this might be some middleware in your request. Of course, there'd be more authorization tokens here or something like that. But so in terms of, okay, so if you set the middleware request to true, NextJS treats this as an internal request and skips that sort of logic. So it thinks it's come from an internal part of the application, not from an external request. This essentially bypasses all of the authentication and all the middleware you've got. It's quite bad, if I'm honest. It's quite bad. So there are mitigations. Let me move you out of the way because you're on my phone. I think this is on. So the main mitigation is make sure that the it's not on this page, is it? Just make sure that that request header is not set, because if that request header is set, they're bypassing. This is quite a serious problem, and you might want to get your application updated like now or do a backport. It says that there are backports available for additional security. Yeah, what I want to know is, how long has this been around? Disclosed to next team via GitHub Prime warning. So they've known about it since the 27th of Feb. It's currently the 23rd of March. Yeah. Not been that long. What I want to know is, when did has this bug been a bug since day dot? Since they initiated this feature, is it a new change? Because this is going to affect thousands of applications. This is bad. So I've just filmed that section of the video where I've been talking about the middleware. I thought I'd just give you my take. Personally, I think, so I don't really know the timeline of how long it's been around, but my guess is it's quite a major issue. It's probably been around since the inception of this header, because they're not doing no check. That's the mitigating factor. You need to do a check to check that this header isn't set by an external request. But it's a bit like, really? You've built this so that you can... It seems like it's a bit of a fuck up on somebody's part. Do you know what I mean? You've built this header that could just be set externally, and it's not till now that somebody's realised, oh, you can just set this. This has definitely been exploited. I will be 100% convinced that they find active exploits of this in the real world. It's just quite an obvious bug if you built that header. When you built that header, you went, but they could just set that externally and just send it in as a request. Do you know what I mean? It's more, it seems like it's a security through obscurity thing that's just gone wrong. Or they never intended for people to be using the middleware for the authentication, and that's just what's happened. I don't know. It just screams a bit of a fuck up, not gonna lie. But I think most people will get this solved. Most people will get updated, like, be updating. If not, just check for the header on your like incoming requests. There'll be all sorts of pieces of code. Like in Apache, I'm sure you can just block out the header, or in like Nginx, something like that. Block it out.